Hello everyone, thank you very much for joining me. If you enjoy this content, please leave a like on your way out. If you have not subscribed yet, now would be a good time to do so. I think you will enjoy the content that's to come, and I appreciate the opportunity. So, one of the most fun things about being an Akashic Records practitioner is that I get to peek behind the scenes and see what we're all working on collectively, and I also get to see what we're working on and striding toward individually. So, one thing that is super common in session is the person involved feels like there's something else that they're supposed to be doing, or that there's something they're waiting for or preparing for, and whatever that thing is feels really big to them, but they can't quite get a grasp on what it is. So I get to help them understand what that next step is and give them the tools to attract that into their reality. So most old souls that I'm working with, it feels like there's something there that is waiting for them, that is meant for them, and they are going through the process of figuring out what that is. And it's very common in session that we'll be having a conversation, and the guides will prompt me with something to ask, and I'll ask that question, and the answer I usually get is, yeah, I felt like I should be doing that, but I haven't quite got involved in it yet. Or they say, yeah, I've been feeling prompted or called to do this, but I haven't quite taken the initiative to make it happen yet. Almost across the board, this is the case. Whether it be we're being asked to journal, whether we're being asked to create artwork or music or be creative in some way, old souls have an underlying itch that they should be doing something. And usually that itch is coming from the guides, because the guides are trying to get you involved in certain processes that are going to give you revelation and reveal deeper, more meaningful parts of your mission. So you know that a lot of my content comes to be after I experience a chain of events and then learn a lesson from that. And then I take that lesson and I put it on camera, and people can learn from my mistakes and my experience and my successes, or they can see what I'm going through and understand their own process a little bit better. So I'm like you, I'm always prompted to do something, but I resist doing those things at times because, I'm trying to manage my time, I'm trying to run a business, I'm trying to make YouTube videos and be responsive to all of these things. So when the guides asked me to start this creative process that I can't give in too much detail at this point, I was hesitant, just like I was with jumping on camera and making YouTube videos, just like I was before I started my podcast, just like I was before I started writing articles. I made excuses. I don't have time for this. I don't have energy for this. Or, there's already a lot of other people doing this. Why should I do it? I didn't know that starting a YouTube channel or sitting on camera and talking about my experience would lead to becoming an Akashic Records practitioner. I didn't know that starting the process of writing articles would lead to the development of my channeling abilities. So I hesitated on both of those occasions, but everything's going to happen when it happens and when it's meant to happen. But we are involved in that process. We have a certain level of authority over when things happen in our reality. The trick is not letting your reality break down in its infrastructure in order to get you to move and get you on board with trying these new things. The issue that old souls run into is that subconsciously their approach is, I've been there and done that. So it's really hard for the guides to entice you out of that comfort zone to try new things. But it's important that you do it, and I'll tell you why. So, like I said, I was being prompted to start this process, and it's a complicated thing. It's something I would have to invest, dozens and dozens of hours into. Trial and error, financial losses, all of that stuff was going to go into it. So I finally caved and started it anyway. And after I was well into the trial and error period and have been at it for a few weeks, it was only then where the vision of why I was prompted to do that thing came to be. So one of my biggest reservations was that there's already a lot of people doing this creative process that I'm involved in. But once I took the steps and actually put things into motion, my own unique inventive take on what that process was revealed to me after I had acquired the knowledge and experience that I needed to create the context for the revelation to make sense. If I was shown the inventive idea before I had engaged in the process, it would have been a lot less likely that I would have started it. Because it's a lot of work, it's a lot of commitment, and when we're being pitched ideas of things we should do, we often say, it's not big enough, I'm waiting for something big enough. Not understanding that that small action is going to develop into the big thing. So a lot of you in session, we are inquiring about the hesitancy and giving you encouragement to begin because there's a revelation that you need, the idea that you've been waiting for, the process that is unique to you can then make its way forward because you have invested and engaged your energy by getting started with things and making adjustments and figuring it out on the fly. There's a lot of power in starting things. So this message is, if the guides are prompting you to do something and they've been doing it for a long time, whether it's starting a YouTube channel, whether it's taking a healing course, whether it is learning about the Akashic records, whether it's writing poems or creating artwork of some kind, there's a purpose behind that itch you can't scratch. And whenever we start something new, we are engaging in the energy of change and the energy of new beginnings, which is a powerful place to be, a place that involves infinite potential. So I just wanted to explain what's going on when the guides are prompting you to do something that kind of seems mundane or repetitive, and your approach is, as an old soul, is I'm good, I'm set and comfortable in this zone that I'm in, or that's a nice little idea, but it's not the big thing that I was looking forward to or expecting. They need you to invest your energy in creative expressions so that you can open portals within your system that are going to allow the energetic agents of change to break you out of your shell and put you in a position to get the revelation or to get the vision of what's to come, and you will have acquired the skills and the tools you need to get from point A to point B, all while staying in alignment with the laws of attraction. Anyway, thank you very much. I will see you very soon.